excited? Yeah. Or nervous? Both. Nervous? It just hit me.
It was 9 years ago when Isaac and Lauren first saw each other and their souls connected. The expression love at first sight definitely resonates here. After their formal introduction, Isaac was ever the gentleman and made the first move on the ancient communication platform called Facebook Messenger. It didn't take very long for them to see something very special in each other. In Isaac, Lauren saw an inherently empathetic, patient, honest, and passionate person that made her feel comfortable and confident. She felt that Isaac got her, all of her. And in Lauren, Isaac saw something that was almost spiritual in nature, because it seemed to transcend what he observed and saw in the world. It was a feeling so strong, so metaphysical, that it was difficult to describe how it came about. His love for Lauren was instantaneous. They've laughed, cried, quarantined together, and they still want to grow old with each other. It's not always perfect, but they know in their hearts their love will endure. Beyond a feeling, love is something that we create. Darlings, I know that you've essentially grown up together. Your relationship will continue to grow and change as you navigate the road ahead. Many people will offer you advice, some good, some not so much. But one of the great privileges of sharing your lives together is that you get to decide what marriage means to you. You will learn from one another what it means to compromise in the deepest sense of the word. You will practice patience and push yourselves to be the best you can, not only for yourself, but for each other. Knowing that as you lose yourselves in your relationship, you must always remember the importance of honoring your own soul and the individual you are, which strengthens you as a partner. You are here because you are resolved to always be guided by your trust in one another and your steadfast commitment to approach the future together. And that seems like a pretty good start to me. I've known Isaac since he first appeared in this world, and I had the wonderful privilege of snipping the cord that attached him to his mom, thus beginning this journey that we call life. And it is with pride and so much joy that I now get to help launch this fabulous couple into the next chapter of their lives together. On behalf of Isaac and Lauren, I want to thank everyone that has made the journey to be present today. And looking out at all of you, there can be no doubt that these two are poised to start this new adventure, backed by the unwavering strength of a tight community. All of you have supported and guided Isaac and Lauren throughout the years, and they'll need to continue to call on you as they navigate the life they are building together, with all of its gifts and challenges.
Isaac, I take you as you are, loving who you are now and who you are yet to become. I promise from this day forward to be grateful for our love, to be generous with my time, my energy, and my affection, to be patient with you and with myself, to fill our life with adventure and our home with laughter, to encourage you to grow as an individual and inspire you to do so, and to love you completely. These things I vow to you before our friends and family.
Lauren, I take you as you are, loving who you are now and who you are yet to become. I promise from this day forward to be grateful for our love, to be generous with my time, my energy, and my affection, to be patient with you and with myself, to fill our life with adventure and our home with laughter, to encourage you to grow as an individual and inspire you to do so, and to love you completely. These things I vow to you before our friends and our family.
Lauren, do you take Isaac to be your husband, to live together in the covenant of marriage, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in sickness and in health for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Isaac, do you take Lauren to be your wife, to live together in the covenant of marriage, to love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And by the power of your love and commitment, and by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Mazel tov! You may now have your first kiss as a married couple.
Look outside, painted skies, here comes the light. It's in your eyes.
Isaac and I just want to thank everybody for coming, especially on a work night and on a really hot day in the summer. We know many of you have traveled distances to come to celebrate with us today, and it's been 9 years in the making, as you might have heard before. So it means so much to us that you are all here today to help celebrate with us. We really wouldn't be here without any of you and we want to thank you for your support, love, and most importantly, your presence today. We especially want to thank our parents and our amazing wedding party. You have all been pillars for us during this time and have helped make this dream a reality. Just as a side note, we saw this venue years and years ago, and it's been like a pipe dream for me personally. I'm sure Isaac too, because whatever makes me happy and stuff. But like to be standing in this venue today where I saw it, Vanessa, who's over there. We went hiking in Paramount Ranch, which is sadly burned. I don't know, that was like a long time ago. And we drove through this area, and I had no idea it was here. And I looked at this venue, and I was like, someday I'm going to get married there. So, and Monica has helped me she put a PowerPoint together when we were like 22. So, I mean, to say like this is, like a dream is really not an understatement at all. It's amazing. And to see all of you here with us it's like, just it makes me so emotional. But it's a day that's always going to be special to us and will be cherished for the rest of our lives. I want to thank Isaac, and I know this is a thank you from all of us, but I just feel like I have to say that despite what you heard from his dad and his brother, He's a really good guy, and I know that he's going to be a really amazing husband. So, without further ado, let's get this night started. I hope you all stay to the end. But please eat, dance, converse, and let's have some fun. Thank you, everybody.
For those of you I have not had the pleasure of meeting, I'm Ellie, Isaac's oldest brother. I held the original crown of being Isaac's tormentor. That crown is now being shared by both Lauren and Rachel. When Isaac told me I could give a speech, he asked me not to embarrass him with stories of the past. I reluctantly agreed because if you know my family, you know how much we love to embarrass each other. So unfortunately, I won't be able to tell you the story of how Tzvi, Josh Efron, and I, and Josh is right over there, had to chase down Isaac after he ran to the house with the plastic gun, looped back to the house, locked us out, and broke the door window with the plastic gun. Josh unfortunately was not able to come anymore over to our house because Lisa did not feel it was safe and appropriate. I promised I wouldn't tell the story of how he told my cousin that he should die because he wasn't a fan of Barney. He's unfortunately not here today, but not because he died, because he's just not here. I'll hold off on telling you about the time he siphoned $20 from my dad during a day at the Little League games by going back and asking him for $2 of Snack Shack money over and over again while he was in conversation and not paying attention. Isaac didn't use a penny of that for the Snack Shack, which kind of foreshadowed his approach to not spending money for the rest of his life. I'll refrain from telling you the story of how Isaac turned the TV back on after Tzvi and I turned it off because he wanted to see the naked ladies, even though my mom was walking through the front door and Isaac knew we would get in trouble. What I will tell you, though, is that even though Isaac and I really didn't get along for most of his childhood, as most of you probably know, I take full credit for the man he has become today, which, as Tzvi pointed out to me while writing the speech, is an okay man. And to Lauren, thank you for seeing something in Isaac and coming into our lives. I know you are officially joining our family now, but truthfully, you've been a part of this family since the moment you had your first dinner with us. Tzvi, Isaac, and I are especially grateful for you for being the big sister that Rachel always wanted and clearly never got with us. I was really lucky enough to get to know these two when I got to, Lauren, I knew Isaac, when I got to know Lauren, when I got to live with these two for their first time. You would think that most people moving in together during a pandemic that locked down the world would struggle, but somehow these two thrived. Lauren taught Isaac how to be active, how to have fun, and how to take a frozen bag of food and cook it in the microwave, which for Isaac was a big step up from when he cooked Lauren dinner in Davis and forgot to add water to his cup of noodles. So next step for him is trying to make something in a pan, but we're crossing our fingers that he'll get there. I'll never forget our Friday night traditions of eating sandwiches after our Chevy Hills runs, and then Lauren and Isaac and I convincing Isaac that Rita's was a necessity in these unprecedented times, and him begrudgingly agreeing with us because of sugar. And for those of you that don't know, Rita's an Italian ice cream store that's delicious, and Isaac hated it because it was so good. And even though he weighed the same today as he did when he was about 6 months old, and for those of you that don't know, we call him Baby Buddha because of a picture that he used to have. If you have not seen it and don't get the reference, I have it on my phone, so come find me and I'll show you. Lauren will always remember our weekly traditions of watching The Bachelor and other reality TV shows, and me adding color commentary and Snapchat filters that you didn't know you wanted and you didn't even know you loved until after the fact. You were always a great sport, and I appreciate that. Lauren and Isaac, I love you both, and I can't believe the day is already here. It still feels like yesterday that Isaac was telling us about this girl that he was texting at 4 a.m. in Amsterdam because he finally got the internet to work. While Tzvi and I incessantly made fun of him when we were backpacking through Europe, and I think we can all agree he made the wise choice staying up that late to text her. Now, Isaac, remember, as much as we all love you, if you screw this up, it's always, and it always will be, Lauren over you. So please join me in raising a glass to these two. Thank you, and I love you both.
I could hold on forever.
everyone. As father of the bride, I am honored to welcome all of you and to thank you for spending your weekend and your resources to be here on this celebration for Lauren and Isaac. First, I'd like to thank a few people who made this a special day, and that would be my wife, Gracie. Isaac's parents, Jonathan and Anna. Isaac and Lauren's siblings over at that table. And their aunt, Jenny, who officiated over today's wedding ceremony. Now to the beautiful couple. Lauren, when I look at you, I think about the 26 years that we spent together, most of which I was the only man in your life. Starting with your delivery, the first day that we first introduced, you have been so loving, so giving, so good, so kind. And by the way, I want to give great tribute to your mother, who endured many hours of labor to get you into my arms. Since then, your energy and spirit and the way that you've attracted the good things in life has made you into this incredible and caring woman that you are today. So, I am grateful for the time that we spent together, for you have made me a better person. To your mom and I, you will always be our little girl. Isaac. I have given you the best thing that I could ever offer. I may not be handing over the perfect daughter, nor possibly the perfect wife. She's opinionated, emotional, and quite stubborn. So you're inheriting a woman with a few rough edges. But I see the goodness and strengths in you that God and your family have put into your life that I believe will help smooth out those rough edges that Lauren possessed. So Gracie and I are so happy that Lauren fell in love with you, and we are thankful to your parents for raising such an awesome guy. So I want to leave you with an old saying. A man who gives in when he is wrong is a wise man. A man who gives in when he is right is still married. So please, everyone, raise your glass and wish the new Mr. and Mrs. Gluck harmony, love, trust, and happiness. Cheers.
Good evening. I am Jonathan, Isaac's father. I want to thank everyone for being here today with us. I know it's extremely difficult these days with COVID seemingly never going away, so it's extra meaningful that everyone was able to make it. My wife Hannah and I have 4 children. Those of you who know us know that we started young. Our oldest was born when I was 24, and Isaac, who's the 3rd son, was born when I was 29. We did finally get my baby girl when I was in my 30s. Today, my kids are my best friends, and not just because of how excited I get, when other people think we're brothers. But it did take a while to get there. In truth, when my first two were young, I didn't understand what was so difficult about raising kids. Everyone had talked about it, but they were so easy. Then Isaac came along. Isaac was a dichotomy. He was incredibly sensitive when it came to animals. When our dog Emma was nearing the end of her life, Isaac was so upset because we were going to have to potentially put her down that I couldn't bear to tell him that that was what was going to happen. Instead, I told Isaac that we were taking Emma to a special dog place for older German Shepherds in North Carolina, where she would live out the rest of her life in happiness. I chose North Carolina because I thought it was unlikely we would ever be anywhere near North Carolina, so Isaac wouldn't be able to visit. And it wasn't until Isaac was 16, and I don't remember why it came up, that Isaac finally realized that Emma had not gone to North Carolina. When Isaac's turtle passed, I buried the turtle and told him that I had taken the turtle to someone at work who had a lot of turtles and really knew how to take care of turtles. And Isaac always believed it. Then there was the side of Isaac that didn't relate to animals. The Isaac I sat in the car with when he was 3, with him buckled into the car seat and the radio at full volume, because Isaac had a tantrum in the restaurant, and Hannah stayed inside with the other 2 boys to eat while I sat with Isaac in the car for over an hour. Isaac, who when he was 5, couldn't play t-ball because he both refused to wear his uniform, insisting that he liked his regular clothes better, and wouldn't go to practice. The Isaac who walked around SeaWorld for 2 hours screaming how he wanted funnel cake. And the Isaac who, when he was 10, would constantly fight with his sister, who was 7 years younger than him. So he was 10, she was 3. As she teased him mercilessly, telling him, "Just ignore me," because it drove him nuts. Finally, I understood what people were talking about. Isaac was the most stubborn child I'd ever seen. Thankfully, though, when he turned 13, it was like someone had flipped a switch. I don't know what happened, but there was a new Isaac. I remember we were on vacation up near Truckee, and we were all astounded. Isaac was nice and funny and cooperative and listened, and we didn't know what had happened, but we all enjoyed it. But in all seriousness, when my kids were young, all I ever really hoped for them was 2 things. One, that they would grow up to be good people, caring, honest, empathetic, and kind. And 2, that they would be happy. I stand here today to say that I could not be more proud of you, Isaac. You have become an incredible person. You are a good person in every sense of the word. And you are happy. And Lauren, much of that happiness is due to you. Isaac and Lauren met when they were 18. For Isaac, at least, it was immediate infatuation. I've never asked Lauren if she felt the same way. And they've been together ever since. It is truly storybook. The relationship would have worked perfectly as the plot for one of the chick flicks my kids always make fun of me for enjoying. Except they didn't have the inevitable breakup and get back together. We always knew they would get married, and I could not be happier that it has finally come to pass. Isaac could not have chosen better. Hannah and I feel like we gained a daughter, and I know that Rachel, my daughter, feels like she has gained a big sister, although I think she's felt that way for probably 6 years or so now. And finally, I think I'm supposed to give you some advice for the many years you and Lauren will spend together. I'm supposed to provide you with some clever advice and witticisms, along with some funny anecdotes about how to handle married life. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I will tell you only that your time together is precious. It goes faster than you could possibly imagine. So treasure every minute of it. Your family is what gives your life meaning, starting with your spouse. Everything else is secondary. If you can do that, most of the rest of the advice is unnecessary. So don't sweat the small stuff. Will you do things that annoy each other? Absolutely guaranteed. All the time. Will you fight? Sure. Everyone does. But you can go to Golden Corral. But, that was sort of an inside joke, sorry. But you can focus on the small stuff, or you can remember what is really meaningful. Few things are ever worth fighting about. So walk away. Let the other person win. A week later, I guarantee you, you will not care whether you won the argument, and likely won't even remember whatever it was you were fighting about. Let it go. Remember what's important. Focus on those things that bring meaning to life. If you do, I am certain you will have a long, happy life together. Lauren, we love you. Welcome to the family. Finally, I can say that. It's been a long time coming. Hannah, I don't know your parents well yet, but if they raise someone as wonderful as you, I am certain we will spend many happy moments together. Isaac, your mother and I love you more than you could possibly imagine. We are so proud of you and cannot wait to be part of the rest of your and Lauren's lives together. So, even though I didn't bring a glass up here, let's raise a glass and toast the bride and groom.